I'm here with Ashley Leyva, graduate, Young Women's Leadership Academy, class of 2022. Welcome, Ashley.
Hello, Dr. Del Toro.
We get a chance to talk to Ashley about the impact that the Young Women's Leadership Academy has had on her life and, more importantly, on her academic goals. Ashley, tell us a little bit about what life was like before you pursued and were admitted to the Young Women's Leadership Academy.
Well, I was kind of I came from a first-generation low-income family, so the idea of college was never really it always seemed out of reach to me, just because of the financial aspect of it. And so alongside with that, I always didn't really experience any challenges academically in my elementary and middle school before coming to YWLA. But once I came to YWLA, I was able to really feel the challenge, really be able to explore new interests and just new information that I've really never had encountered before. And in regard to the college, as I mentioned before, it really helped me just see that college was a possibility for me, that I could go to college and actually pursue what I wanted to learn.
So you're in an elementary school, you're in a family with not a lot of resources. No one in the family's ever had any post-secondary experience, and so you're sort of out on your own. What was the conversation like, and how did you become aware of Young Women Leadership Academy as an option?
So I originally received a little postcard in the mail, and so after talking to my parents, because during that time we were looking at different academies throughout the city, and we did different visits. We talked to different guidance counselors and people involved with those schools, and we just knew that YWLA was a better option, just because you can clearly see that there was a dedication to students, and my parents just loved that aspect. They wanted somebody that was going to work with their daughter, and I was personally excited because I was going to be challenged for the first time, and I've always been interested in STEM, and in regular schools sometimes that possibility is to pursue that is not really there, and with YWLA there was that possibility.
So are you the oldest child or the only child?
I'm the youngest child.
You're the youngest?
Yes.
So even your siblings had gone through the system and never landed in a post-secondary experience?
Yes.
Wow. So you get to the Young Women's Leadership Academy, the curriculum is rigorous, academic emphasis is obviously the goal. Teachers helpful? Mm-hmm. Peers helpful? What was the environment like?
It's kind of cliche, but what I always felt was a sisterhood, just because you can always just rely on each other, just with my peers, being able to, if we ever had any difficulty with our work, if any difficulties in our personal life, we were there for each other. And I especially felt that with the teachers as well. With the small class sizes, I was able to go to them before, after classes, and just talk to them about what we learned. Even if I didn't have any questions or just wanting to expand my knowledge, there was always the opportunity to do so.
You know, one of the things that we see happen too often is you have students in a regular, traditional, comprehensive environment who do well in school, and they do well on their state-mandated assessments, and they go off to colleges and universities and they immediately realize, I'm not ready. You were accepted to Notre Dame University, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. Take me to October. By October, you had probably arrived at the conclusion of whether you felt like you were prepared by the Young Women's Leadership Academy experience or ill-prepared. Tell me about that.
I feel that definitely I was prepared, because the thing with going to the University of Notre Dame and just pursuing STEM is a very rigorous field and rigorous university. And while many of my peers were getting surprised and shocked by the amount of rigor and the amount of hard work that goes into going to the university, I was already used to this, because YWLA provided that amount of rigor that I needed in order to be prepared.
So the transition was seamless?
Yes, obviously there was some difficulties with any transition in life, but YWLA really prepared me to know what to do in the situations where I wasn't sure what to do, or at least it gave me the resources to know who to contact if I needed any help.
Big university out in Indiana. What about the cultural side of it? Did you miss West Texas? And obviously you missed your family. But other than that, the transition, people kind, welcoming.
Yes. What I love about the Notre Dame is that it really feels like a community. Just everybody just bonding over the fact that we're all here together, just studying what we want to learn, and always just being compassionate. That's what I loved. And it doesn't feel competitive, which is what I really like. A lot of other universities I've looked at felt competitive between the students, and I really like the Notre Dame. You can ask whoever was next to you for help, and they would easily want to help you.
So you've adjusted, you're in the dorms?
Yes.
Okay. You're in the STEM field, computer science, very rigorous. Do you get to a football game once in a while?
Yes. They're honestly really fun, just being able to be just with everybody and just feeling the spirit of the football games, just cheering everybody on.
So when you're not studying, and I assume you study a lot, and so some of the things that we really take pride in at Young Women's Leadership Academy is not just the pure academics, but it's goal setting, time management, priorities, how to organize, prepare for the act of studying. And I've had some of your classmates say that was one of the things that were distinct about their experience and some of the people that they've met while they've been at the university. At that university, I assume there are people from all over the world.
Yes.
So are you learning and being introduced to different cultures, languages, foods, all of that?
Yes. I actually have a few friends who are international students, and just being able to just learn about their cultures and their backgrounds and experiences has been really wide-opening.
If there was a little girl, her and her family, 5th grade, thinking about coming to Young Women's Leadership Academy, what advice would you give them?
I give them the advice to, if you're considering YWLA, I definitely highly recommend to come to YWLA and study here. It really gave me the opportunity to succeed in college and be able to give myself the opportunity that I didn't think I was going to get. You know, as a first-generation, low-income student, I was able to get the opportunity to go to college, but on top of that, to be able to get a full ride and get multiple other scholarships, $1.9 million in total. And
$1.9 million in scholarships at the Young Women's Leadership Academy from Dell, Gates,
and Questbridge.
Wow.
So I definitely recommend them to come here, because while you could get those opportunities in other schools, you really get to actually really get close to these opportunities, make them a reality, and get the close connection to professors and to other students. That really fosters that type of possibility.
So do you believe you'd be at the University of Notre Dame if you had continued in the traditional ISD experience?
There's a possibility, but I believe that YWLA really made it a real opportunity, real dream. It made it a dream into reality, sorry. Because in another school, I feel that I probably wouldn't have gotten maybe the connection to our college band advisor, who helped me look for different opportunities, to look for those scholarships that I ended up getting. So I think this definitely made it into more of a reality.
One of the things that you do here at the school is you get the opportunity to travel and visit schools throughout the Southwest and even to California. What was that experience like for you? You didn't want to switch from Notre Dame to Stanford or USC?
Well, it definitely made me just realize the different parts of the country. Because there's one thing just researching online what universities, how are the different aspects of them. But there's a different thing of just going physically there and seeing it for yourself, witnessing the culture that is there. And even though I didn't get to visit Notre Dame before I visited, just seeing the northern area just made me realize that I wanted to be somewhere in the north of the country.
So you're telling me, Ashley, that the first time you stepped on the Notre Dame campus was after you had applied, been accepted, enrolled. You'd never been there before.
Yes. Well, I got a full cover to visit the university after I got enrolled during the Mid Students Day. Yeah.
Wonderful. We're very, very proud of you. A lot of accomplishments, a lot of achievements. I think in some regard, you are the face of the Young Women's Leadership Academy.
Thank you.
Going through school with limited resources, no post-secondary experience in the family, you've become a game changer for your family and all of the generations that will follow you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. You earned it.